Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing day 6 in our 7 Days of Dead, leading up to the return of The Walking Dead with Season 5, second half, Episode 9. Alright, so in today's we're doing the Season 3 finale, which is Welcome to the Tombs. Now, the reason why I picked this one, some people might be wondering why I'm doing this one in the throwback. It's because it's one that we haven't really talked about or focused on for a very long time. It's one that gets totally overshadowed by Too Far Gone because it feels like there are a lot of similarities between it because the story, of course, is... The situation is somewhat similar. It's just like a different season, and it's weird how this one kind of came, how season 3 kind of ended, and the way the governor kind of went to nothing and then came back and then reattacked again. Gave it a second try at the prison. It's just kind of weird how that went when you look at it in retrospect. So I got a chance to watch this all the way through, able to analyze the episode, and here's what I'll say about the episode. By itself, Welcome to the Tombs is a fantastic episode. It's very exciting. You have some character deaths. It's a good finale, and it, in terms of like an episode finale, because there's a lot of stuff happening, and it is really tense. It is really exciting. Now, that said, there are some problems with this episode, and after careful thought and analysis of this one, here's why I view this as one of the weaker Walking Dead. Now, compared to any other show, yeah, it's great. They do some awesome stuff in the episode, like with Martinez. He's blowing up. They're like shooting and blowing up the prison watchtower type things that that go up. They're blowing them sky high. You've got Shumpert. He's on like the minigun and he's unloading shells, just smashing. Like all the walkers in the area get destroyed within like no time. Like they just roll in with tons of people from Woodbury, like tons of manpower, these huge trucks and just, man, all kinds of weaponry that, you're thinking when you're watching it. And they did shoot it in a smart way where when the governor's group attacks, you've got a nice lead up with the governor leading up to it and getting everybody ready. And then when they attack, it is really exciting. And we're looking to see Too Far Gone. Basically, it's what we were expecting because we had the whole season leading up to that point. And, many of us, including myself, thought that was going to be it. That was going to be Too Far Gone, and the governor was going to be killed, or the battle was going to go down, and it was going to end right then and there. And it didn't. Instead, they went for a really weird turn with this episode, which was unpredictable. And unpredictable is good. It seems Season 3 has some of the most unpredictable events, and the way it kind of goes kind of keeps you guessing. You can't really go with where you think they're going to go. You think for sure when you're watching it, Andrea is going to survive, right? She's going to get out. You think for sure, and they pull that kind of the other way on you, and she actually dies. At which point, you guys have kind of heard me talk about the Andrea thing for a while now, so I won't go over it again. But just really unpredictable the way it went. Now, with regards, aside from the Andrea thing, we'll get to that. We'll focus on that. But with regards to the governor and them storming the prison, went in a very unexpected way. So it looks like at first, from our perspective, that Rick's group has left. They give us the understanding that they have left. When actually what they've done is they've taken Herschel, I believe it's Beth, and Carl, and I forget if the baby was with them or not. They go, I assume she would be, they go out in the woods, and they basically kind of go to a remote spot near the prison, but out of the way, so that they wouldn't be found. So they're out of harm's way, so to speak, right? So that makes sense. I get that. And Rick's group, what they do is instead of being on the outside because they know what kind of weaponry the governor of Woodbury has, they opt to go into the prison, deep in, similar to what Andrew kind of did, where it's because they know the terrain, they know the layout of the prison and how everything is set up, they're able to sort of almost trap the governor and the Woodbury people inside of the prison in the Tombs, the whole title, Welcome to the Tombs. But the weird thing about it is you've got these, they get them, they trap them, and they use grenades on them, but they're like I think, I don't know, like smoke grenades or I don't know, something of the sort, but they're not regular like grenades, and the governor's group separates into two. Now, what I'm unclear on is what happened in the other group and how exactly that it played out. It's shot in a way that's very weird. It's very weird to watch. It's kind of indecisive. Now, at first I was thinking to myself, did they not want to show them, Rick's group, Daryl, Rick, and the others, killing Woodbury survivors? Is that what they were trying to do, is not show us? Because we don't see a single survivor get either shot by one of Rick's crew and killed, or, grenaded, or anything. This is like a war, but and we saw it before with Merle in the previous episode, This Sorrowful Life, where he kills like 8 of the governor's people, But in this one, aside from Milton and what happens with him and Andrea, with the actual battle part of it at the prison, we don't see anything. Like, we see Glenn and Maggie, they yell at, the governor's crew as they're running out, and he's saying, get the hell out of here. But it almost seems to me like he's shooting at the ground, like he's not shooting them. He's shooting at the ground to scare them, to run them away. So, to get them to run away. So I'm thinking to myself, like, are they trying to scare them away? Was that their strategy, or what? There's just, I might have to do some more research, because I don't quite get what the direction was there, what they were trying to show us, like what they were trying to do. Because you've had characters like Rick killing Shane, killing Dave and Tony in the bar from point blank and shooting them. What is the problem with us seeing, Woodbury attack the prison and have Rick and the others blast down or grenade a whole bunch of the people there? If they've got them trapped and they're throwing grenades in, would they use just smoke grenades or what? Or would they actually be, hey, you know what? This is war. We've got to kill them. We got to finish it. Are they throwing in real grenades and just blowing them sky high? And that's where I'm not 100% clear on even to this day, just because of the way it's shot. It's really odd for what direction they were going. Now, this was directed by Ernest Dickerson, so best director in the show, but sometimes he does things that are a little bit weird. Coda was the same with the whole Beth Dawn shot, which didn't make sense, right? Didn't map out, right? In terms of the angle and everything. This is another one where we're supposed to kind of fill in the details, of what exactly happened and how many people of Woodbury did Rick's group kill. Because you see a whole bunch going in, but then when the governor, cuts off the cars on the way back to Woodbury, tells them to pull over and is losing his head, how many people came out of there? I didn't, was there a lot less? Was it the same? I don't know. I watched it, and I guess I could go back and compare the person per person and see that, okay, yeah, Rick's group did kill a lot, but they didn't show it to us. And that led to a weird situation where they really should have showed us something. They should have showed us some of the Woodbury attackers being either grenaded or killed, or I don't know, or locked in, or something of the sort. We get that sense, but we don't exactly get to see it. So then the governor, so that part is really weird. You've got the kid that goes astray, and he runs into, with a shotgun, he runs into Carl and the others. And he was handing over his gun, so to speak, but he had busy eyes. Herschel had him, and Carl had him, and Carl just shoots. He just says, screw it, I'm just going to kill this kid. And with that one, I like that, because it's like Carl gets it. You're being attacked. This is a war. They have attacked you. They are armed. They just lit up the whole outside of your home, your prison. Yeah, you probably shoot the kid at that point. You probably don't worry about, are we going to take him captive? No, you shoot him. That's all there is to it. If you want to take him prisoner, you're being real nice, but you got to be careful with that anyway. And I don't blame you for shooting him when they've been just shooting at you and blowing the whole place up. They're trying to kill you. If you don't kill them, whatever. So, it's I don't know. I really don't know what to say about that, and I have a problem with that. Because it's not decisive, it's not clear on exactly how many they killed, and they should have shown us something. It wasn't that easy to see. So that said, that aside, the governor takes off, the rest of the group, he pulls over, and he basically says, screw it, and he kills his whole group, basically. Aside from Martinez and Schumpert, he kills everybody. Everybody that left from Woodbury, he kills them all. He killed them all. So with this one, this makes sense to me that he would do that, because he has lost leadership. He has lost his leadership position over his people. And that's something that's very dangerous. If you lose, if a character like the governor, he wants to control the group to get them to attack the the prison. He doesn't want to give up just like that. He wants to kill them. Now that all these people from Woodbury have decided they refuse to do it, they will not go back no matter what he says. He has lost. He has lost support for this battle, for this war. And if Rick's group attacks or whatever, it's liable that they might actually overthrow him or kill him, or just tell him, okay, we're going to vote in somebody else to represent Woodbury now. You're no longer the leader. He has lost, in effect. He has lost the battle because his group no longer wants to fight. So he's lost the war, so to speak. I guess sort of a similar U.S. Vietnam type situation where they lost support for the war and they actually pulled out. So now they use a lot more different brainwashing tactics and things like that. Anyway, I don't want to get into the media and how they do things like that to try to keep the U.S. fighting. But it's true. He lost support from his small group. You can blow it up to countries too, for this war that he wanted to fight. And so he just decided he was just going to kill them all. He got so mad and just so pissed off that he couldn't take it anymore, and how these people were not really willing to fight. They weren't really fighters, and they were giving up so quickly that he kills them all. So that's within character. That makes sense because he's also killing Milton, and he's killing Andrea, and all kinds of craziness. He just goes on a rampage basically, right? Which I don't really think you can really come back from, but they try to, make it, work it in and have us care for him and that kind of stuff, even though it's kind of halfway, right? But that said, so aside from that and what happens with the governor, they take off, and it was interesting to see where they kind of came back in season 4. But with regards to the other stuff, so Rick's group says they're going to finish it. They go to Woodbury, and they see Tyrese. They kind of bring everybody in from Woodbury, and it's just a really unpredictable, everything about it's unpredictable. The Rick's group would bring everybody in, that, Andrea actually doesn't make it, but yet Michonne seemingly puts her down, or does put her down, basically. So that said, that's basically the finale. They go back to the prison, and Rick stops seeing Lori in the overpass when he saw her previous, because he keeps seeing things all the time. He's got post-traumatic stress, which makes sense after he's lost Lori. Totally makes sense, and people would react that way. So this one I'm kind of torn on. I mean, it's a great episode by itself, but because of all the build-up prior to it, and for the Walking Dead standards, I don't know. I think they needed to show us a little bit more. They could have made small changes to make this a fantastic, absolute, too far gone worthy, right? What they would have had to do is probably have another character from Rick's group be killed by the governor's group, because it doesn't make sense. It's not Andrea, someone actually at the prison, because it doesn't make sense that the governor would attack with all those men and there wouldn't be a single casualty. So either they should have added in another prisoner earlier on, had them there and had them killed off at that point, or had another person from the group killed off at the prison maybe, then have Andrea live or something of the sort. I think they should have cycled it. I just think that the overall chess pieces, the way they chose to do this, didn't allow for us to have that great of a finale with that satisfying of an ending, even though it was unpredictable. Now, they needed to show us some more deaths from Rick's group killing off Woodbury characters that showed them. Why did they get so scared? Yes, they got smoke grenaded. Yes, they're psychos. But why are they, the guy from Woodbury calls them psychos in a hole fighting for nothing. He calls them a bunch of psychos, right? Why are they psychos? What did they do? We didn't see it. You know what I mean? We didn't see what they did, really. So did they kill the other group that went the other way, and the group with, did they kill most of them, or, what happened? We needed to see more. So, and also with Glenn and Maggie shooting around them and not shooting anybody as they're running out, again, doesn't really make sense. They should have at least killed 2 to 3 people, rather than the governor having to kill everybody. Have Rick's group kill a few more people, to the point where, the others are really terrified because they see people dying beside them, and then they run away, and then the governor have them kill them afterwards. So that's how I think you would fix this finale. It's one of the only episodes in all The Walking Dead I really have a big problem with. There's not many, there's, you guys know the one Still and Arrow on the Doorpost, I think it is. I always mix it up, Doorstep, Doorpost. I think it's Doorpost. Those type of episodes I do have some problems with. This one is one of them, for sure. Because it's a finale, because, it had such a strong lead up. That said, you did get the Milton death, you did get the Andrea death, so those were big. and you had tons of people from Woodbury killed off. We got to start to know Karen and Tyrese, and it was an interesting build up to season 4 and where season 4 went. But it did feel like we were kind of backstepping, that they brought in this point here. Then they went back to the governor to nothing. He gets a new group, and then he does the same thing again with the tank, and we get Too Far Gone. It's almost like, why didn't you just give us Too Far Gone to begin with? You know, it feels like a little bit of spinning your wheels, right? Like, you know, the zombie, you know, in season 4 where they run into the zombie, they're spinning their tires on zombie bodies. You know, kind of similar. You're spinning your wheels a little bit, but you're not really getting anywhere. You know, it was kind of it's just weird. It was a weird choice. It kind of makes Too Far Gone kind of makes this one feel like it's I don't know, useless, or like it was unsatisfactory or something. That's what I think. So this one for me, in terms of a score, this is a hard one, because do I rate it compared to most shows, or do I rate it compared to, do I look at the macro of what the episode did in the series, or do I look at the micro of the specifics of what happened in the episode? Because it was a good finale with regards to Andrea and Milton and kind of the Woodbury side of things. That was a finale, right? But the prison side of things, you know, and the governor, that was kind of a finale for him, I guess. You know, it's weird. It's hard for me to break down. So I guess I'll give it like at this point, maybe an 8 out of 10 as a finale. You know, it's still good. It was still really exciting. I like the Pulse soundtrack with the governor. He's going in dun 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 dun. Dun, dun. That's really exciting. We just didn't get that final payoff. Maybe they ran out of budget or something. I don't know what happened, but I would have really liked to seen a little bit more action, a little bit more gore at that point, a little bit more Rick's group. What are they capable of? They're in battle. They're in war now. You know, show us what they're willing to do, what the Woodbury people are not. You know, show us them just you know, killing, you know, brutally. You know, that's what we had to see. That's war, right? They're defending their home. They're defending themselves. They have to. So I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think about this. I will read these comments because I'm really interested to hear what you guys think about this episode at current time. How do you feel about it? Is it useless because of Too Far Gone? I can't disagree with you if you say it is, because, you know, aside from the Andrew Milton part of it, the other part felt like it was like, you know, back and forth, like over it again, you know? I don't know, weird, really, really weird, inconsistent, I guess, and just strange. So, yeah, for tomorrow, we'll do, 30 Days Without an Accident, the season 4 premiere, and then that will tie us in to the start the next day, the premiere for The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 9. Can't wait. So see you guys tomorrow. Write your comments. I can't wait to see what you guys think about this at current time. You know, really, really weird. It's a weird one. You know, it's a weird. I want to hear what you guys think. It's a weird one. You know, I think people will be all over the place on this one. So write your comments. Let me know what you guys think. And if you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to see more of these, please let me know what you guys think of the 7 Days of Dead. I'll ask for them again tomorrow. But I really want to hear what your thoughts are on me doing something like this. If you're interested in me kind of doing maybe like during the summertime, one random, you know, on Sunday nights or something, because there's no new episodes, a random throwback to a certain episode and how it stacks up in the series by today's standards and what it did for the overall, kind of a throwback. If you're interested in seeing more, because we can't obviously do them all right now, I could do some this summer. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, that's it for this one, guys. See you tomorrow. Trev, same peace.